How we doing, guys? The fly that I'm going to tie for you this evening is called the leggy butcher. Now, I just want to make this clear from the get-go. I cannot be responsible for this fly. It's not one of my flies. It's actually a variant of a fly of a man who I hold in the highest regard whenever it comes to tying flies and catching fish and wild hull-locks. His YouTube channel is the Hull-Lock Fly Fisher. His name is Andy, and honestly, guys, when it comes to tying flies and fishing on wild locks for wild brownies, this man's a genius. Right, what I've done there, I'm just going to catch you up to speed. Sorry, I've been speeding ahead there. What I did, hook-kamasan B175, size 12, tied down the shingle hook and touch and turns, tied on a blue holographic tinsel tag, and then I varnished it. That's why I'm so ahead of the game here. I had the tag tied on, I varnished it, and then I let it sit to dry. Then I just tied on the tail. The tail is blood red glow bright floss. All you need is 6 or 7 fibres. Any more than that and the fly won't work. Take it from me, it won't work. 6 or 7 fibres, tie it on as a tail, and you just want your tail to be slightly shorter than the shingle of the hook. Right, let's get cracked on with the tying here. What I'm going to tie on now is a silver rub. Now, as I say, the original pattern is the Hull-Lock Fly Fisher's pattern, the way he ties it. The way he ties his butcher, and it's very effective. Now, and the way I'm tying this pattern is one of my good friends, Chris Gordon. If you ask Chris Gordon about this fly, he'll tell you himself. If he had one fly to choose from to fish for wild brown trout for the rest of his days, it would be this fly. We were in the Galloway Hills there last Saturday, and myself and Chris and Kenny were there, and the three of us done really well. But Chris just seemed to catch a lot of fish in this fly, and not only did he just catch a lot of fish on it, but the fish that he was catching were really decent fish. You're talking 1.25 pounds and 1.5 pounds upwards. And he actually said to me while we were netting a fish together, "I'm telling you right now, I'll fish this fly for the rest of my life." And rightly so, because I tell you what, in the last three trips that we've had under the Galloway Hills, Chris has fished this fly, and it's been easily responsible for well over 100 trout in the last 3 weeks. And I've witnessed it for myself. I've watched it, I've unhooked the fish, I've netted the fish. It works, and that's why I'm tying for you and showing it to you this evening. But as I say, I can't take credit for this pattern. The original pattern came from, as I say, the Hull-Lock Fly Fisher. His first name's Andy. Andy, if you're watching, pal, I owe you big time. In fact, there's a lot of us that owe you big time. But sorry, I just missed out a wee bit there. I'm going to fall back and catch it. There we go. Now you just want to tie this flat silver tinsel up, a nice even touch and turns. And as I say, guys, on this channel, I'm not going to be tying flies that look, I'm not David McPhail, I'm not Lindsay Simpson. I'm not going to be tying flies that look pretty, alright, and look really good, and you're going to look at it and you're going to get the wow factor. What I'm tying here is I'm tying you patterns that are absolutely devastating, outright fish catchers. Okay? Another guy that takes the same approach as me is David Downey. David Downey gets awful criticism for being a rough fly tyer, but you take it from me, David Downey's flies catch fish. There's no two ways about it. They're fish catchers. David McPhail, probably in my opinion, one of the best fly tyers in the world, but the flies that he ties, they're absolutely beautiful. But when it comes to catching fish, not so sure. Anyway, onwards and upwards. There we go, look, with a silver tinsel, I've missed out a big gap there. I'm making a total arse myself here now. I'm going to try and cover this up with a silver rub. Look, there we go. Oh, look, hey, winging it. I'm totally winging it here. Anyway, wind that up on even turns. If you've missed any, tie it in your flat silver tinsel. You know you're getting a chance to cover it up on the way back up with a silver rub. And you just lock that in. I'm trying my best here not to hit the tripod in order to ruin the video. And trim that off. Now what I'm going to tie on is a black hand hackle. Aye, and as I said, this fly for Chris, this fly's been responsible for, well, in the last 3 trips that we've had on the Galloway Hills, well over 100 trout. And it does seem to catch the bigger trout as well. I must say that. Me, personally, I haven't fished it a lot. I haven't given it the time of day. But if you go by the Hull-Lock fly fisher, if you follow his channel, you'll see it on his tying video that it's one of his favourite flies. And Chris will tell you himself that if I had one fly to pick from, this would be the fly. And I've witnessed it in action myself. This can be devastating. As I say, in the last 3 weeks, well over 100 fish. Easy. And again, you need to remember, I'm not if you want me to tie flies that look pretty and all that, I said, oh, I can tie flies that look pretty. I can tie flies that look like they deserve to be in a magazine. But what I'm wanting to do here on this channel is I'm wanting to tie and show all of these patterns that are outright fish catchers. There's no doubt about it, just out and out fish catchers. The Bobby O'Hopper was one, and the Irish Octopus is another one. This is probably the most effective they've did so far. I fished my Bobby O'Hopper the day that Chris fished this, and as much as it pains me to admit it, this outfished my Bobby O'Hopper. So that tells you how effective it is. And there we are, that's where black hen hackle tied on at the head. Just going to trim off our excess. Right. Next comes your blue mallard quill wing. Now this is maybe the part of the fly that would give everybody problems or throw some people off. Now, as I'm saying, you need to remember, you're not David McPhail, you're not Lindsay Simpson, alright? You're not one of the world's best fly tiers. So see, trying to get this fly to sit perfect, unless you're shit hot at tying flies, and I've been tying flies for a long time, and I still can get my wings to sit the same way Dave McPhail gets his wings to sit. But I can do a damn good job yet. But as I say, I'm not tying flies here to look pretty. I'm tying flies here to catch fish. Now, lots of trimming off a blue mallard quill wing. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half. And the length of the wing you should match it up. You want from the top of it to match down to the tail. Alright, get your 2 fingers, lock that in, loop your tying sock through your finger and your thumb, and pull that down over and lock that in. And just 1, 2, 3 turns to secure it, and there's your wing. And sitting on my side, I can see that lovely blue shiny effect. So I can. And it looks quite good from the other side too. Right, you just trim off the excess. And now the next part of the fly, this is where Chris Gordon has to get credit for this part of the fly, because as I say, this isn't my pattern, it's Chris's. I'm just tying it on video for him. Chris, if you're watching, Paul, whoa, 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 whoa. Anyway, next part of the fly, Andy, the Hull-Lock fly fisher, he would tie this with blue holographic cheeks. What we've done instead is we've put the blue holographic in the tag and the Ursula fly in the tag. So what we're going to do is we're going to add blue jay. Alright, blue jay, that's what we're adding to the cheeks of this fly. What this does is it gives it the fly just that leggy effect. But this seems to be killer instinct in the fly. I don't know what it is, I don't know why. All I do is I tie it and I fish it, and if I don't fish it, my pals fish it, and it works. There's no two ways about that, it works. So just secure that in there, the side of the wing, lock it in, 1, 2, 3, 4 turns just to lock it in, and that's beautiful. That looks beautiful there. Trim your excess off. Now the same on the opposite side, just a small pinch. You don't want to overdo it, you don't want to overdress the fly, you don't want it to be too dramatic, you just want to have that nice leggy effect on the side of the fly. You still want the blue shine of the mallard in the water, you still want the blue shine of your blue tag, and you still want the red. This is all the key elements of the fly. And once again, just a few fibres of blue jay. Get them nice and straight. Tie them in alongside the wing. Catch it in. Lock that in. Now, the second set of cheeks that you might tie in, you might need to just maneuver into position. Have a quick look at it. That looks perfect to me. Trim your excess, and there we go. Now that's your wing, your black hen hackle, and your blue jay fibres all tied in at the head. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to finish this fly off just with a nice tidy head. And this, what this will do is this will show you why I left so much space towards the when I'm tying the fly. As I say, now that wing is by no means sitting perfect, but see, flies that catch fish, all you need to do is get the material on it and get it tied in, because see, when you're stripping the fly through the water is going to push that material into the position you want it in anyway. So it is. And as I say, I'm not David McPhail. If you want me to tie pretty flies, I can tie pretty flies, it's not a problem. But what I'm doing here on this channel is I'm tying fish catching flies. What we're going to do now is just whip finish round the head of the fly. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, and once again, oh well, there we are. No, I'm not going to do it once again, as my tinsel just nipped. But we'll get away with it. Once I varnish that, that'll be solid, and that'll be ready to go. And as I say, this is Chris Gordon's variant of the hull lock flishers butcher, and we call it the leggy butcher, simply because of the blue jay effect on the wings. An outright fish catcher. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. For more hull lock fishing, salmon fishing and trout fly tying videos, subscribe to our channel. Plenty more action to come, folks, okay? Thanks for watching.